Hey everyone, how are you doing? I hope you are fine. I hope you are still healthy. And today it's actually the Valentine's Day when I'm filming this, and I decided to do a little bit of a different thing. I know you are here mostly for the perfume reviews, but I thought, well, whoever likes perfume may like candles as well. And I do, certainly, as you can maybe see right there. I do have a lot of candles from Goose Creek and Yankee and Kringle Candle and Woodwick, and but as much as I do love the food and spice category of scents and gourmand in perfumes as well, I felt like I needed a break of these dense, thick, sweet smells. And in 2020, I actually started buying candles from the brand called Voluspa. They have a coconut wax, which I now prefer over the paraffin wax, and they pull really well. I think they are good quality. What I have to be honest about is that they don't throw as well or as far as, for example, the Bath and Body Works or the Goose Creek candles. And so when you want to enjoy them, you may want to sit very close to them, and also to be able to smell it in the room as large as this room, which is the living room. You might want to buy the bigger size. So for me, this is quite a luxury brand because it's very expensive where I live here in Europe. We don't have many discounts for candles and like home fragrance in general, but this one is even more expensive than Yankee or Goose Creek. So yeah, it's quite a luxurious brand. So I use it when I want to have a nice evening, such as today. Maybe I'm alone in my apartment, and yeah, I just want to enjoy a nice, refreshing smell. How I feel about this brand is they have a lot of freshies, like fresh scents, not a lot of this food and spice, thick, sweet fragrances, and it's actually what I prefer after, like now it's February and we've been burning a lot of these like sweet gourmand kind of candles, and I feel like sometimes I need a break from that. So that's why I started buying them. I am really impressed with the smells, and for sure I would like to get some other ones as well. But for now I think I'm set. I have quite a collection and I would like to describe them for you. I will not mention the individual notes, but rather what I do smell, what I do perceive, and this would be like a really short reviews just to give you an idea. And yeah, so I would start with the rose collection that they carry. I've said in my videos that I love everything rose scented, so give me all the roses. So when I've seen this collection, of course I had to get it. I think I have the most of it, maybe not all of them because not everything can be found in the Czech Republic, but yeah, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of the rose collection. So let me just start with the milk rose here. Yeah, this is like in a tin can because these are cheaper, and they do you get a good throw with these tins. So oh my goodness, if this was a perfume, I would buy it immediately. This is I would classify it as a gourmand, but it is if I have to say how it smells like, it would be a rose milkshake. And I know that's not a thing, but this is what I do get. It has a lot of sugar, it's really sweet, it has rose, and it has like the creamy notes. So it's so yummy and so delicious, yet still sophisticated. It's not your typical gourmand, like vanilla heavy smell. The rose in here is so delicious. It's a pink rose. It's so romantic. I love this so much that I have actually 2 of these, so I haven't burned this yet because this is my backup. Then the one that is a little bit more heavy is the Blackberry Rose Oud. So you can imagine that it's a little bit more woody and sensuous. Now, as far as I can tell you, there is no heavy oud note as we are used from our perfumes. It has like a dark forest fruits, blackberries, yeah, but maybe also other berries that you would find in the forest. It's quite like it's fruity but also woody. And the rose in this, I don't get so much rose out of this candle, but as I said, it's really sensuous. Yeah, I think it's the heaviest out of them all. The next one is Bergamot Rose, and this is a scent that you would get in the flower shop, like in the florist shop. It has a note of not just roses, but also other white florals, maybe freesia. It's not sweet whatsoever. There isn't a hint of sweetness in this, and it could be quite heady. I can imagine this to be quite annoying after a long time of smelling this. And I actually haven't burned this one yet, so I can't tell you how it burns or how the smell changes. But it's a like typical spring smell. So when the spring comes, I would start to burn this. Then the one that's the truest rose of them all is this one. This is the Rose Otto. And this is just the Bulgarian Rose. It smells a little bit like the rose oil that you get, the Bulgarian Rose Oil, which is why I wanted this. It's really fresh though. There is no fruits, no other components, no woods, nothing else, just the rose. And the rose is not red. I feel like the rose in this is the pink rose. It's like you could see in the packaging. Really nice, really true rose smell, which is hard to obtain, like in the candle, I feel like. Then what I have next is this one, and I have this in the big glass jar, and this is rose petal ice cream. But what does this smell to me? It's not ice cream. It's actually something that you baked, like a rose cobbler, if that's a thing. It has roses, but it has this baked goods smell. It's also the strongest, as far as I can tell, because I haven't been burning them all. But this is really present in the air when you burn this. It's the closest to all those food and spice scents that you would get from other brands. So this is not, I feel like it's not so sophisticated, you know? But it's still really enjoyable and still quite light. It will not give you a headache or anything like that. Now, the one that I don't like as much, to be honest, is the rose-colored glasses. Now, when it's not burning, I do get rose mixed with neroli or orange blossom, but when this is burning, I do get the smell of like a wet used socks. It's like there is a skank in this, and I don't know how that happened, and I don't know if I'm the only one who smells this, but it's really not my favorite. I've burned a lot of this, as you can see, so it's not something that would make my stomach turn, but it's still quite, I don't know, it's strange. So I will not repurchase this for sure. The other ones I feel like I would repurchase. So what should I show you next? I do have this one fruity smell that everybody likes, or it seems to me that it's a fan favorite, and this is the Panjore Lychee, and I got the big glass jar of this because I think it's quite light, so when you buy a smaller packaging you will not be able to smell this. Oh my goodness, this is so refreshing, so tart, it makes my mouth water. It's so light but so fruity, like 100% juice of a fruit. And in particular, I smell currant, like currant leaves and black currant fruit. It's a little bit woody, just a little bit. I think if this was a perfume, it would be really wearable as well. It's not a blast of fruit, it's like this really sophisticated, light, fruity smell that just lifts up your spirits. So I love this. I burned this once or twice, and surprisingly I could smell it quite well. The scent just travels around, so while maybe at times you are not able to smell it, then you are able to smell it, and it's quite pronounced. Oh, so nice. The other fruity smell that I have is this Japanese plum bloom, and I do only have this tiny little glass jar, and to be honest this will not spread through this room, so I use it in my bathroom only, where I can tell I'm burning a candle. And I'm not sure about the plum part of this, because what I do get is green apple. Having said that, this is still quite enjoyable, still very fruity, very juicy, very invigorating smell, and I would actually repurchase this in a bigger jar or in a tin can. And yeah, it's just, yeah, no plum in this, and no plum and no bloom. I mean, it's straightforward apple to me. Then the one I got for Christmas is this one, and this is Gilt, Pomander and Hinoki. I do have a very favorite Christmas candle and wax, which is by Kringle, and it's called Christmas. And that one is like my all-time favorite Christmas fragrance. And I know that, or I think that nothing can beat it, because it's that good, it's like that great. But this one is still pleasant. It's coniferous. It's like a smell of trees in the winter with mild spices. Now what they say here is gilded holly berries, cardamom, Japanese hinoki. Yes, but what I also get is a little bit of ginger and maybe some cloves, but it's still not a spicy scent. It's predominantly a coniferous smell, very light, very festive, but still maybe I expected more. But having said that, like nothing can beat my Kringle candle Christmas, so it's quite unfair to expect the same level of, greatness from this. Yeah, I don't know if I would buy that again, but I for sure enjoy to burn this, and I burn that over the holiday season. And now something different. Now we have Casa Pacifica, I'll show you. And this, if it was a perfume, I wouldn't wear it because it has the oceanic, watery notes that I hate, or I would like on a man. And I think this smells quite cologne-y. It smells woody, it has some salty notes. It's like the fresh air from the ocean and the sand. And I haven't burned this one yet because I'm waiting for spring, and I think in spring is the time for this candle. And I haven't met many candles or home fragrance in general with this kind of scent profile. I think it's not so popular, but when you are done with all of those food and spice candles and wax melts, then you really appreciate something like this. It's really a breath of fresh air. The next one that I love, also I haven't burned this one yet, but because it's not the weather for that, but I'm really looking forward to, is the Vervaine olive leaf. Now, I have seen the olive trees in real life, and I don't remember them having any specific smell. But what I do get from this is like a luxury spa hotel or spa facility somewhere in the Mediterranean. Especially this reminds me of a hotel where we stayed in Croatia last year, and the whole area. This is herbaceous. It's green and so relaxing. It has this feel like you are somewhere at the seaside. So yeah, I do really enjoy that. I like green smells in my perfume and in my candles as well. And I don't have any other home fragrance that would be close to this. Very calming, very relaxing. The next one is quite plain. This is the Prosecco Bellini, and now when I smell this, it has like this burnt smell almost, because I've been burning it a lot. I don't get any Bellini, I don't get any alcohol or any champagne or anything like that sort. What I do get is the apricots and peaches. It's quite sweet, but quite one-dimensional, so I feel like it's not so sophisticated as the other ones. But yeah, I would not repurchase that, but I'm not disappointed. Like it's still a pleasant fruity smell. And talking about the pleasant fruity smells, I would actually like to show you this one, which is quite similar, and this is the Goji Taroko Orange. Can we just appreciate the tints? They have a structure, like a texture, which I love. Yeah, all I get from this is the orange smell. I don't know how Goji smells. That's a fruit, right? But all I get is this blood orange smell. Yeah, it's nice. It's fruity, it's juicy, but it's quite simple. Then I have also another fun favorite, and that is the Baltic Amber. And I find this to be quite similar to Dior Homme Intense, the perfume. I almost smell the iris, but there's no iris, I think, listed in this candle. It's woody, it's vanillic. It doesn't have a sticky amber note, because that one I hate. It's a little bit on the masculine side, and compared side by side with Dior Homme Intense, it's not so similar, but that was the first thing that came to my mind when I first smelled this. It's a little bit sensual, romantic, like if you are having a date inside, which we all do have right now in this time, it would be a nice companion, like it would create a nice atmosphere. I have 2 candles left, and so I don't know which one to grab first because I love them both. This one is Mokara, and it is a gardenia smell, and I would love to buy this if this was a perfume. It actually reminds me of Annick Goutal En Matin d'Orage, or yeah, I think it was the perfume inspired by the morning after the storm in Japanese garden. And this actually is the collection a lot of these come from is called Japonica, so it's inspired by Japan. Maybe that's why the smells are so light and airy and transparent. This one is one of them. It's just so special to me. I do like the smell of gardenia, and this one is not so obnoxious. It's a slightly fruity smell, white color. I imagine white. Like I would like my wedding to smell like this. And there is like a dewy note in it. That's why it reminds me of that perfume. Yeah, it's really interesting. Again, nothing that I've smelled before in home fragrance. And the last one, and also my favorite, is this, and this Persimmon and Copal. What I do get is water. I don't know how they did it, but I smell water, I smell sunbathing. It's like, it reminds me of when I was younger and I would spend the whole afternoon in my parents' house garden sunbathing, and then I would get the shower. So it smells a little bit watery, fresh, shower gel, sun, like your skin after the sun, or maybe, you know, being in the ocean and being on the sun, and then in the ocean and sun and sunscreen again. But it definitely has that vibe of, it smells like your skin after the whole day of enjoying water and sun. That's what I'm trying to explain. It's addictive. It's addictive, and I burned this already because I wanted something really fresh and watery during the winter, and it was amazing. You know, it was quite prominent in the air, and which I am quite surprised because the nature of this smell is quite light. However, it was great. So yeah, I would definitely buy this again, maybe in an even larger size. Yeah, so that's one of my most favorites. So that's it for now, even though I would totally like to buy more of them, like Niche Soleil or the Crane Flower. Yeah, but I'm really impressed by how they put these fragrances together, how they are so different. I feel like everybody's talking about Yankee or Goose Creek, and I love them. I really do, but I think not a lot of people are talking about this brand, so that's why I wanted to make this little review, and I hope you enjoyed it. And please let me know in the comments whether or not you tried this brand and what do you think about it. Is it too weak for you, or are you satisfied with the projection and overall, what are your feelings towards this brand? So I'm looking forward to the next video, which would be a perfume video. But yeah, that's what we did today, and I hope you enjoy it. See you soon. Bye.